Following the death of George Floyd, lots of Twin Cities businesses have been reflecting on the actions that they need to talk about equity, diversity, inclusion.
Our mid-morning contributor, Dr. Corey Yeager, is leading an upcoming virtual event for the Twin Cities business community hosted by Lola Red. It's called The Healing Has Just Begun, Uniting a Fractured Community with Authentic Leadership. Happy to have Corey back with us here on Mid-Morning to talk a little bit about this and share some of the insights that you'll be talking about with business leaders with our community, because Corey, I think all of us have the ability to make some change and make some impact at our own organization and workplace, right?
No, I think you're exactly right. So good morning to both of you. I think to your point, Jason, impacting not only the communities and families that we engage with every day, but we also engage and are part of broader systems and communities that we work with. So recognizing that is an important space. It is most likely is a space that you spend more time than you do with your family. So if we can engage in conversations, especially around race, I think that's keenly important. One thing that I'll be talking about a bit tomorrow is I think there's almost a geographical collective unconscious that occurs within space. So if we think about the upper Midwest, there may be a more passive-aggressive mannerism about the upper Midwest. So that means when we have struggles like race and we go to work, that we will use that passive-aggressiveness oftentimes to shield us from the conversations of race. So we want to talk about how we can do better with that. So that's just a bit of some of the pieces that we'll be touching on, Jason.
Corey, we've talked about this in the past, this idea of when you're talking in the workplace, and some people are saying, look, I don't think I have any power in my workplace. I'm not the boss. I'm not the boss's boss. But you do have power. Everybody has some sort of power, some sort of voice. So what can you talk to us about that?
Well, one thing that I talk about and it speaks to power and racialized power and racialized understanding. One thing that I think leaders should be thinking about is the collective wisdom, especially for the black and brown folks within the organization. Oftentimes we tell folks of color that we see how resilient that those communities are. But resilience means that I'm expecting chaos, I'm expecting negativity, that leaders, business leaders, have collective wisdom within their organization. Will they find the ability to engage and tap into that wisdom is a critical question. Two is the social science research that we have learned over the years. There's a process called emic and etic. And really what they mean are from within the community is emic. So if I'm part of a community, I have a wisdom from within the community. But etic is also a wisdom, but it's from outside of the community. It's a knowledge from the observer. So both are very critically important. But when we talk about race, the importance of understanding how an organization can be engaged and collaborative with the community is of the utmost importance. And recognizing the wisdom that is already within our communities is really, really big.
Very important. Dr. Corey Yeager, thank you for joining us and good luck. We're sure you'll impact those business leaders the same way you do our viewers when you join us here on Mid-Morning. Thanks, Corey.
Thanks to both of you. Have a great day.